Dude, I feel like my in an ironic twist of fate, I feel like my distaste for this game only went up instead of down after I got into higher rank. How did that happen? Just got like, I don't know. What? What? Can you stop talking to me? Would appreciate it. Get on with the point. I know I didn't press B button, but get on with the point. So I guess we're just doing random shit until till the plot moves along, I guess. Now I don't really know what that means as far as recording goes, frankly. So yeah. What? I mean, sure, I guess. I guess we'll hunt the idiot again. Guys, I don't really know how this is going to work as far as like advancing the story is concerned. So I'm just gonna keep recording for now, I guess, until I realize what's happening. And if I can do this stuff like off camera, I will. I don't know. Frankly, I think a good reason to keep on recording is that my disappointment right now is like at an all-time high in this game. I made this weapon. It has a lot more of attack. The only downside to it is that it continues to disappoint me because it is a bonus attack and it is the most boring thing ever. But what can I do, I guess? I have no idea if my cat's on expedition, by the way, because I wanted to make like the Reaper armor for my cat. I need more sinister cloths, so I should really check. Where the hell am I? Okay. I guess you get randomly dropped off in high rank. Makes sense. What do you want? What's the point of choosing a camp then if you just get randomly dropped off? Not only that, but you can just warp to camps anyways in this game. Like, what? What? Huh? What? Huh? This time won't you save me? This time won't you save? Yeah, I need some saving right now, guys. Oh. I think my brain heard you explode. I need to make sure I examine these things whenever I can, because examining this stuff is what's going to actually like advance the story. So yeah. That being said, I don't really know how many of them I'm going to find per quest, so that's fantastic. So when do I stop playing and start recording Monster Boy? Also, there are decorations in this game? What the fuck? Like, what is happening? Yeah, I know we just fought this guy, so I apologize. It's like pretty lame-o. Really not what to say about this idiot. But I didn't know what else the quest to take. I could have taken the what is it? The gathering quest, and that would have been actually pretty relaxing at this point. I would have enjoyed that a lot. But I also don't know if I would have found what is it? The Brathian's tracks in Rotten Vale. So there's that. So I figured I'd just right here. Probably shouldn't have used this one. Oh, it's leaving. You know, I still don't have like dunk pods on me. I probably should start bringing them, honestly. What is happening? Oh. I thought I was leaving for some reason. You know, that was me trying to do a jump attack, by the way. But doesn't. It's hard to know when you're sliding and when you're still sliding. So you know, because the game is jank, as you may or may not know. Tried it right there, but I didn't slide. What is happening? Like, is this a slope that I can slide off of or not? I don't know. Clarity. There's more clarity in slopes in, like, I don't know, a golfing game that are 2D. The hell was that Antonath doing the whole time anyways? Was it attacking me? You know the Firefly's marking stuff is actually pretty nice to help point things out. Though, well, it's nice because you know, in the midst of all the brown in the world. Originally, I was all like, you get everything pointed out to you, and you know, that is pretty lame. But I was after a while, I was just like, because the game compounds problems upon itself. I was like, well, we're just at least this problem somehow solves another problem where you can't see where any of the items are. But none of the scout flags actually tell you where stuff is if you're in combat, even though you can still examine it. Even though the game still wants you to pick up stuff when you have your weapon out, but telling you to press right bumper. I forgot the sharp end shit. Bad. So like, I don't know. I just don't. But for some reason, right there, the spot is being marked. But earlier, when I was looking at the tracks, they weren't being marked. Like, what is happening in this game? Don't get it. Look at my sharpness. Story of the game. could sharpen, but I'm worried about it. Laziness will win today. Apparently I cut off his tail. Did that happen in this room or the last room? I don't know, can you see it on the map? It's over there. We're not gonna make it in time. I don't know what it is. If you look at a, oh crap, that's more important. If you look at games of like the turn of like the 10s, like 2008, 2009 era, there's a lot of people who make fun of those games because they have really big HUDs and fonts and things like that. And somehow we've gone completely away from that direction and make everything fucking like tiny as hell instead. And I hate it. Blast resistance. Gas. We've gone we've gone too radicals, and honestly, let me tell you, if I compared to big text compared to small text, I'd rather have it be big so I can fucking read it. Or big icons in this case, because I can't see shit on the map when I'm looking at it. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's the noise I make too. I'm about to. Let me talk to him. Let me talk to him. Shawty had them apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the flow. Next thing you know, shawty got low, 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 low. Did I see the shorty get low? Alright. Let's look at some quests. Yay. So do the special arenas only show up like randomly? I really have no quest. Maybe in order to get quest of them, you have to actually fight the monster. In that case, let's go over here. So I guess we'll just kill stuff and that'll unlock quests for us. Admittingly, doing optional quests isn't like the thing you want to be doing. For monster parts, you want me doing investigations, which I think is stupid as fuck. There's something, I don't know, I think there's just a sense of feeling to me that when I look at investigations, I just look at the quests and the quests don't feel real. You know, like they're just like super generic, because you just look at the quest description and then it's like, hey, we need you to do so and so. And it's like, it's just, I don't know, it's not what I want to do, you know? It doesn't feel like it has any identity when I see those investigations, and that's why I don't like them. But the game heavily encourages you to do them because they give you cool stuff. So, yeah. Let me check what recording this is. Time, 15 minutes. So, I probably will. I guess it's time to just use this time to record, just talk about random stuff. But frankly, there's nothing random to talk about. I don't know. I was assigned a group project for a class today, and I really don't like group projects in a sense. Not in the sense that like I don't mind working with people. Like I would rather not, you know. But it's like whatever. Most people in college are pretty friendly and things like that. It's not the big issue. But mostly when it comes to a group project, I never really know what quite to do during one, because I don't want to be that guy who like, or
I don't want to feel like I'm just like taking over a project with like just purely my ideas or something. You know, like I like if I look at like the presentation, I would want it to look like a certain way and things like that. So there's that. That's like sort of like a controlling aspect. I wouldn't say like completely, you know. And so I usually just let other people figure that out, and I just go along with them. But also like whenever I work on assignments, I don't exactly work on them at like a pace that's reasonable. I'm very much a procrastinator kind of guy. So yeah, I usually work on something last minute. But when it comes to a group project and you work on something last minute, it's gonna freak everyone out, you know. It's also like people are gonna be like, hey, are you still working with us? Blah blah blah, so and so. Maybe like, you know, things like that. They question you, they question the teacher, they question the assignment, they question why they got in this mess. So somehow I didn't end up participating that much in the group assignment I was just in. We presented today, and I guess my teammates had very little faith in me doing anything because we had like a few slides, and they were all just like, okay, just do the last slide only. You'll be the closer, you do the very last slide, and you can talk as much as little as you want depending on how much time we have left. And that was my part of the assignment, and I was like, cool. And that was the most I worked on the group project. Other than post like 2 pictures in the presentation. So sorry to those people out there in the world. I actually was going to do more, but when I started, I actually was looking at like the Google Docs Google Slides thing, and I was looking at it, and the people that I was working on the project with, they had like some presentator notes on the bottom. So like things like that. And I was just looking at them and reviewing them so I would know what to talk about if I ever needed to like say like cover for someone. And all I noticed suddenly when I'm looking at one is I see someone is editing the presentation notes, and all of a sudden it just says, Andy, can you look at the chat? And I looked to the right on my screen, and then the guy messaged me in chat asking me like to talk to me, and then he called me up like, hey, do the last slide. But it was just really funny that I didn't notice the whole time, and he didn't tell me. It's because he saw that I was looking at the notes. That's pretty funny. I liked it. So I ended up not doing any other like catching up. I ended just studying the last slide, and well, I don't have like note cards or anything whenever I present because it feels really unnatural. Like I really don't like following a script. A script sounds really boring and super fake and forced. So I just winged it, and I thought it went okay, honestly. Maybe not like the best, obviously. You can obviously tell by like everything that I wasn't super prepared for it. But yeah. That's how my day went. It was pretty silly. I like the part where I didn't heal at all, by the way. Where am I? I'm still using a max potion. Where am I? I'm like in the shitty underground cavern that I have no idea where I am. I'll use a max potion, but later. This is not really a part of the world map that I know all that well. Wow, it's traveled everywhere in the world. Amazing. This is by far like the worst part of the game so far. This whole recording session has been the worst part of the game so far, somehow. Maybe not, but if it's not the worst part of the game so far, it's like competing. And that's not exactly a good thing. Where am I compared to it? Yeah, we'll go this way. That sounds like it makes more sense. Can you see like the expedition status? Resource center, what the hell? Maybe you can just look at the map and it'll tell you the expedition status. Like, so you can see
Can you look at that stuff so you can see like what's currently flourishing in the world or whatever while you're on the quest? I guess I'll have to ask someone because I can't find it from at a first glance. I also just fell down like an asshole. Oops. I would be hopeful that that's information they give you, but I'm not sure. But like I said, I'm also been more blind in situations. What is all this crap anyways? Wish list. Honestly, when I see the wish list, I kind of just think it's not necessary. I don't know. It's probably a useful feature for other people. I wouldn't doubt that part, but when I don't know. I don't really care for it myself. I should have sharpened. Oops. Too busy talking about how much of a bad teammate I am. I'll sharpen now, I guess. Personally, something that I don't know. I would have dropped out of school a long time ago, frankly. A few years ago, had it my way. Frankly, I feel like if I would have dropped out of school, I don't know if I would have regretted it or not, even at this age, frankly. I'm honestly not sure. The only reason why I'm still in school is because if I were to drop out of school, I'm pretty sure my parents would have a heart attack. Because I've brought up the idea to them before, and yeah, it pretty much is not a conversation. If you catch my drift. But frankly, I understand like the benefits of school, but structure is not really for me, frankly. I don't mean the structure of school. I mean structure in general. I'm very much like a person who does things at my own pace and figure things out in my own time, which has a lot of benefits, I think, as far as like not following trends or being like a bandwagoner or whatever, but definitely has a lot of downsides as well. With as far as like how I get things done. Which, I don't know, it's how things should be. Things should have both good and bad. It seems like it makes sense. We're not all perfect beings. I saw there's a skill that actually lets you be more mobile in water. What applications would that be useful for? Because that's like the only area I know where you're like fighting in quote unquote water. Ow. Oh, that reminds me, I'm supposed to be able to upgrade my armor further. I didn't actually check it though when I was in town because I was too busy being disappointed at like weapons, frankly. We. Time to recover your health with this bigger wasp. Still looking for it, by the way. There it is. So how weak am I right now? In the grand scheme of things compared to these monsters. Somebody that I can't explain. Did anyone notice that F-Zeros in the background, like, is just yelling at us from a distance? What the hell? I missed. There's a lot of thrashing. My dream job would be to have something that like lets me work at my own pace at my own time. But frankly, that doesn't sound like a real thing at all. Unless you're an entrepreneur, and that's not exactly something that everyone ends up being successful in, you know. Doesn't sound like my kind of thing anyways. Frankly, I actually think what it would have been like my kind of thing was working in some kind of form of like game design or game testing. But I think it's a little bit late for that now. Just fall asleep. What? You like fell asleep when I was like right next by to it. I'm impressed at that dedication. Remember like back in the beginning of the game when there's like, I don't know, like a Baroth here that died to like Nurg or something? What happened? What happened to that part of the plot? Mysteries left unexplained. Where did it come from? Where did it go? Where did it come from? I want to go home. Next! I saw Baroth earlier, didn't I? Apparently a Rathian is marked on the map. Oh, here it is. I'll fight Baroth. Is this near a camp? It's near this, like, poopy camp. I guess, I'm gonna try fighting all these monsters at least once, and that way I can get an optional quest to show up for them. I think that's the idea. That reminds me that I totally drank a max potion when I was supposed to eat again. What the hell? And for some reason, you can't eat the same meal more than once. At least you can't eat the chef special more than once. They only ordered one of the chef special guys. Sorry, went wrong way, idiot. Somebody that I can explain. You know what this video currently needs right now? Oh my fucking god. I could not have been any better. I guess we're not playing this song, by the way, because we're not actually gonna fight Nurg for a while. It seems like I got teased. How unfortunate. I just want to play X Gonna Give It to You. Should I just fight Rathian? I'm right here. I guess we'll fight Rathian instead. I should have bought flash bombs, huh? Totally forgot. Somebody that I can't explain. Okay, girl. That cool? Yeah. Ow. He gave a no fucks. Ow. Is that shiny? Okay. It's a beautiful morning. What happened to my? What happened to the vigor wasp? Probably just gonna cut the tail off right now, just so it will stop poisoning you. In case, you know, I make mistakes. Not really the most efficient part to be hitting though right now, but whatever. As you can see. It's gonna roar. You know, Rathian doesn't like jump hop back after a roar in this game, but for some reason, Rathalos still does. So I tried rolling. Why is there a Vigor Wasp like 7 years away from me? How did that happen? Okay. Bye. If I squint really hard, I can maybe find where the tail is. Oh, here it is. Magical. Guess we'll fight Kulu as well. In other words, this recording is going to be like an hour or 20 minutes long. Because my damage output right now is bad. I even made a weapon too. How unfortunate. I knew I should have rolled to the inside. I got greedy with one more swing though. Okay, what a face now. Barrett will leave the locations in. Okay, we're not fighting Barrett. Forgot that was a thing, admittingly. Said face. I mean, I could break the back too, I guess. It's not like that bad of a decision. Oh, back it is. Okay. Fucking magnets, how do they work? I think I found some question mark skills right there. A third of the way there. Truly an amazing experience. What a jump. Apparently I'm near a ledge. Ah, wind pressure. That was a little risky. I got it though. Speaking of things that are a little risky, I'm standing way too close to this wall. Ah, there's a ledge right here too. Oh. You can now eat again, you fat bastard. Thanks. I appreciate it. Where is that? Is this faster at this point? I don't think it is. I'll try it though. I suppose if you wander around long enough in one area, you could probably level this EXP up for this game quite a bit. See ya, Kulu. Did she leave? She did. So, oh, that's the other nest. So we're like really close to it right now. I could have swore sometimes Rathian sleeps in like the quicksand area, but I know she also sleeps here. Ow. Oh. I just fully committed there and I got lucky. Should you cap these monsters in this game, or should you always just kill them instead? Like, does it not matter anymore? Barrett has left the building. Next! Sorta just feels like I'm a murderous rampage. This is supposed to be cathartic, but it doesn't really feel that way. Cause the game is bad! Doodles. The doodles seem really useless, frankly. Because don't cats show up on the map sometimes anyways? Am I crazy in thinking that? Or does that not what the doodles do? So I thought they show you where cats are. Or if they don't show up on the map, they at least like show up when you're near them. Like they appear as NPCs you can talk to, even though you don't actually talk to them. Resource points. Gotta
Getting closer to that like 40% mark for a target monster. As they show up randomly with no pattern. I found you. Alright, good effort, team. Take 5. Great hustle. When we want to see more of that out there in the field. It's kind of weird that like monsters wander in place in like a lot of places when you really only fight them in like specific zones anyways. Because if you like run into them in a place you're not supposed to fight them, they just move to one of those spots immediately. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. It certainly looks weird though. You bitch slapping me. I have no idea how this guy fights, by the way. I found an idiot apparently. But the idiot like went away immediately, question mark. I tried to roll forward, bitch. Kobe! How did I hit the rock from like this side exactly? Oh, hi, Barrows. Remember that one time, like, you were here and then you left? I remember. Remember when you anti-aired that guy? I remember when you anti-aired that guy. We can never have peace and quiet here, can we? I feel like I saw an idiot for a second, but I don't know where he went. Hello? Okay, I guess you can't climb up this wall. Instead it does the most inconvenient thing possible. Dun 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 dun. Monster leaves. I whiffed. Try doing the full thing and see what happens. Triangle kick! I'm not gonna lie, I actually really want to play X7 one of these days. I also actually wondered if I wanted to be like festive, spooky spirit. If I wanted to try playing this game called Gregory Horror Show. If anyone knows what that is, it's a. I don't think it's a book, right? No, it's a TV show, and there's a game on it on PS2, and it is. Is that what it's called? Gregory something? Gregory Horror Show is the first thing that came to my mind for the name. I don't know if that's actually what it's called. That game is pretty interesting. It's actually made by Capcom. It's a little, I wouldn't say it's freaky per se, but it is strange and unsettling, is the best way of putting it. And the plot of the game is something along the line of you have to collect, I forget what it is you collect, like souls? Is that what happens? You're in a house, a mansion, and there are a couple people who live there, and you collect something from each of them. I don't remember why. And so it's kind of like a stealth horror game where, first of all, the game is very cartoony looking. So if you're wondering like if it's like super freaky, it's not super freaky. It's just mostly like bizarre. And what is it? You collect like something from them, I don't remember. And then after you have to like figure out how to collect it in various ways, like figuring out what they do around the house or other things. And then most of the time when you collect someone's like whatever soul X item, I really don't remember. Then whenever you see them in the future, they'll try to hunt you down and well kill you. That's like what I remember of the game. And you do that for all the people. It starts out with like only like 2 or 3 people in the mansion, and then there are a lot of people. So as you like have all of these souls of the people, but you're trying to get more from other people, then you have to try to avoid like other people. This was the worst description ever of the game. Holy fuck. The show, from what I know, the show actually takes place in second person. That gives you an idea of the unsettlingness of it. That's the idea. But it's a pretty cool game. But stealth and me don't really function that well together. So that might be a reason why I don't play it. And also, it is... I would say it still has some horror aspects to it. Certainly getting chased by people is pretty horrifying, you know? I don't remember that many of the characters of the game, other than the weird like scale guy. The scale guy that's actually one of the like the not threatening people of the game. I think. I don't think he ever tries to kill you. He just goes judgment, and that's what he sounds like. It's awesome. But the only other character I remember about the game, other than like the weird dog guy that tries to give you pills that kill you. Well, that's like because whenever an enemy catches up to you, you go through an animation where like they do the thing. They give you something where like it tries to kill you. In his animation, he gives you like this big ass pill, and it does damage to you. The only other character that I remember for that reason is there's like this alligator crocodile chick, and her animation. She's a nurse, and her animation if he catches up to you, she sticks a syringe in a big ass syringe in you and drains your blood. And it's like one of the most damaging ones in the game, I think, for your health. And she's like one of the first characters you see too. It's really weird. This game must sound really bizarre out of context. Maybe that's the point. Called Gregory something. Gregory Horror Show was like the first thing that came to my mind, but I also feel like I'm thinking of like the Rocky Horror Picture Show or whatever. So I think that's what it's called. Look it up, honestly. I promise you it's safe to look up. It's not like... Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about it. I didn't sharpen, huh? By the way, Diablos is on the map and I'm not fighting Diablos. My weapon is not good enough for that. Without it taking like 30 centuries and me being tilted the whole time. So we're probably gonna leave after we kill this Baroth. Ow. He trucking me. I'm not gonna hit for the aim for the tail because I think it's gonna break soon. It's not like Baroth's tail does that much, so I don't really prioritize breaking it. But one of the things I really like about playing Switch Axe actually is that it's a weapon that has a lot of vertical range. So it's actually my favorite weapon for cutting off tails. Also, okay, sure, cool. Like the axe upswing is probably like my favorite move, cut off tails. Sword mode I think is less good for cutting off tails actually. So since I only play like a sword mode in this game, that's kind of unfortunate. The vertical range on it is not nearly as good. It's certainly not bad though. So you know. And I've always like really enjoyed the idea of like cutting off a tail because then it means like weapons like this make me feel like I can break all the parts of a monster, as opposed to when I'm playing like SNS or dual blade. Sometimes it's pretty hard to do so. But with the addition of when Monster Hunter 4 came out, that changed quite a bit about what parts, my ability to break all the monsters' parts, because now a lot of monsters' backs are now breakable with the addition of, you know, insect glaive and things like that. So there are quite a bit of monsters' backs that are really hard to break, unless you're in a map that lets you do aerial attacks to mounting, so that's the easiest way to do back damage, or if you just, I don't know, get the right circumstances, or if you're just playing an aerial weapon or aerial style in Jen's case. Aerial weapon. Yeah, there's only like one aerial weapon. It's called insect glaive. Can you cut? Okay, so do you still need a blunt weapon in this game to break Baroth's scalp? Should I be hitting it? I don't know. I'm just gonna hit Baroth's arms. If it's like the other games, his arms are actually his parts of his body where he takes the most damage, so it's a little hard for me to hit next by to his, you know, head. His big head mode. Why does it look like Sergio? But like, I don't know, bigger? And more brown, the running theme of the game. I don't know if it looks like Regios, but the spines certainly remind me of that. Maybe I picked up stones along the way. That was a mistake. In conclusion, the strongest enemy is the mudfish. Blah. What is his name? Map, that's totally what I wanted. Todos. He's probably blessing the rains down in Africa. It's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. Where is he? Oh right, he does that. Hopefully he just doesn't hit me. I don't know if that's a thing in this game that can happen, but I hope it doesn't happen. I feel like I didn't carve the tail. Let me check.
Rocks count as materials? I haven't really noticed. I haven't looked at that screen that often. But I just assumed that materials only meant monster parts for some reason. I don't think I carved the tail. I don't even know where it was, so that's bad. That must have happened a while ago. That's where I did carve the tail, and hold on, let me look at my inventory again. Maybe I carved the tail? Well, either way, I'm leaving. Thanks for coming along with me in this expedition. I couldn't have done it without you. I understand if you have to take a break at any point. For some reason, if you grab the first one... Oh no, if you're on this slot and you press up, it takes you to sell all. Actually, like somehow, like this is to the right enough. What? Literally, if you're on any row and you hit up and down here, it takes you to sell all. Except for the first row. If you're on the first row, then it takes you to the right spot. What? Who programmed this? Only the first row goes up and down. Every other row, if you scroll down, up or down, it takes you to sell all. Literally, there are 9 rows that are aligned with that one icon. And that, my friends, is fucking magical.